Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy if you're new here, and today I'm going to do a Q&A. This is by popular demand of my school friends, so thank you ladies for requesting this, and also thank you Annabelle for sending in 80% of the questions, because that does help me out a lot because I wouldn't be able to think of them otherwise. So I'm going to probably split it up into a couple different videos, but today I'm going to focus on beauty. I think I decided it there and then. So sort of my career, how I got into it, my do's and don'ts, and also just some general about me stuff rather than specific relationships, which I'm going to do separately. So today I'm going to do about me, my career, and general shizzle. This is more going to be a get to know me video. I've got questions, I'm going to answer them, so get yourself comfortable, get a drink. I have got some water because I'm trying to drink more, and let's get started. So I'm going to do a slight overview first. So for those of you who don't know, my name's Amy Lorenz. I live in Billericay in Essex, and I am 20 years old. I work I work myself, and I have my own beauty business. I also make Disney ears on the side. I also sell clothes on Depop. I also have a furniture business with my other half, and I think that's it. I tend to kind of do little bits. I also got a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram page, all that jazz. So I do like social media as well. And I think that is about it for my overview of myself. I've got a boyfriend called Justin, so if he comes up, that's him. And I live in Billericay with my two parents, my mum and dad. My sisters don't live at home, but I have two sisters. So there's kind of an overview. First question, dogs or cats? Now, I'd have to say cats as I have two. However, I am allergic to cats and kind of to dogs too. So I don't know if in the future I would have pets. Justin will be like, yes, we have to have pets, so we will. I like cats. However, I do like small dogs. I never used to like dogs, but I'm warming to them now. My sister's got a dog called Fig, and I love her. So maybe I'm warming to it a little bit. Another question is... Oh, actually, no, let's do some basic ones first. So my favourite YouTubers... Oh, it's putting me on the spot. Favourite YouTubers, Robbie Mummy of Two, Louise Pentland. I love a mummy vlog. I'm very maternal. I like mummy videos, so anything like that. Also love Mr. Carrington, who does sort of thrift hauls and things like that. I also love quite a few Americans. The Sorry Girls, well, actually they're Canadian. The Sorry Girls, they're DIYers, kind of thrift finds, things like that. Lone Fox, again, thrift finds, DIYs. I love interior, so anything to do with interior. There's a couple. And I also used to watch Fashion People. I kind of go through in my moods. I like Freya Farrington. She does lots of thrift hauls as well. I like anything charity shops, so they're good. Good podcasts to listen to. I love, if you're in the beauty industry, the Beauty Edit podcast is amazing. It basically covers every single sector of the beauty industry, from social media to growing your clients, everything, nail art, everything. That's really good. But in general, I love the Off Menu podcast by James Acaster and Ed Gamble, I believe they're the people who do it. I love them. I've listened to it for years. I love it. It's always good, funny. It's about food, which I love food, so anything to do with food is great. I also love, oh my gosh, there's so many. I love a podcast. I also love Happy Mum, Happy Baby. I'm actually going to go on my Spotify to make sure I don't miss any. Happy Mum, Happy Baby, Giovanna Fletcher. Beauty Edit podcast. I listen to the Love Island Morning After podcast when that's on. I've also listened to the Good Place podcast, which if you like the Good Place, that goes kind of hand in hand. And they are my top shows apparently. Yeah, I love it. I love any podcast. I put them on when I'm cleaning, which is another thing I love to do. I'm trying to go down and find some good ones that's kind of in general. So go on a bit to the beauty. So what did you study at school to become a beautician? So I did my GCSEs at school. I did history, geography, science, RS, all the normal, and food tech. I think that was kind of more my creative subject. So I learned how to design and things like that. But then I went on to college. I went to Chelmsford College, if you live in Essex, and did the beauty therapy and specialist techniques, I think is what it's called, and I just did my level 2 in that. So that covered manicures, pedicures. This is not gel, just basic. It also covered the basic facial, basic makeup, and I'm trying to think what else. You also do the science in that as well, waxing and tinting, and lash lifts. That's what that includes in level 2. So that was about, well, it's less than a year. They say it's a year. I started in September and I finished around May time because I got all my case studies out of the way. So basically a brief overview is you do the topic, you learn how to actually do the treatment, you practice on your friends, then your teacher will say you're ready to go on to clients. You'll then have to do 3 clients, which can be friends and family you bring in, or paying clients that come to the college, and obviously they just pay less. You have to do 3 of them and you have to change. So if you do a manicure, you'd have to do a French, you'd have to do a normal colour, and then you'd have to do something you have to change to say they didn't like the cuticles worked on, so you wouldn't do that sort of thing. So you have to change it. But basically you have to do that across all of your topics, so with every single treatment, every single wax, all that sort of thing. You need to do every single part of that, and then you finish. Obviously you do written work as well in your science side of it, which is really important. So I did that and I finished about April, May time, because I finished really early just because I was so determined. When I had case studies to write, I did that instantly. I was really, really determined to get it done quickly, and so I started that in September, and in October started applying for jobs, because you also have to do work experience. So I ended up getting a job at a local spa/salon, and I worked there until this March. So I basically worked there as like a Saturday girl, cleaning and doing all that sort of good stuff, getting everyone tea, but then gradually started to work there more often, doing soak offs and doing like a normal manicure, and kind of as I qualified in things and as I got my qualifications and started doing treatments. And they were also a training academy, so that's where I did my level 3, which is basically more advanced. You do things like massage. Doing it through a salon sort of apprenticeship meant that I was doing clients, I was really hands-on. It also meant I went off to different training academies. So I went to Elemis, which was amazing. Went up to London to Elemis headquarters, had lovely facials, got to try out all the Elemis products and learn really in depth about all of them, which was lovely. I also did their massage qualification, which was fun. I also went to Casey, which is like a non-surgical facelift. I did that, I stayed there and did that. So it means you got, doing it that way, doing an apprenticeship means you kind of get more up to date on what's relevant. If you go to college and do your level 3, you're going to still do sort of facials that aren't really done anymore, like electrocurrent things, I don't even know. Basically I did all my qualifications through, all my level 3 qualifications through my job. So I did all of my learning through them. They were a training academy, so they could train me while I worked there. So that was amazing, because it meant I was hands-on. As soon as I got a treatment that I could do, that I'd done all of the work for, they could put me out straight and do it, which was amazing, which meant I really learned a lot of stuff. And I kind of learned, I didn't necessarily learn stuff at college and have to kind of adjust it to how I learn how to do it in salon, because obviously every salon does it differently. But it does mean that obviously you learn how that specific salon does it. But then obviously as we were in Elemis Spa, I learned Elemis stuff. If that kind of makes sense. So that's how I got into beauty. And then this March I went and did it. I ended up quitting that job. I loved it, but I wanted to do something for myself. And now I do it for myself. So I have my own beauty salon called Simply Vibrant. And I basically do stuff from home, which is amazing. Obviously during lockdown I've probably worked less than I have done than I've actually been working, which is so irritating, so I really want to get started and get working. But I love it. I started off just doing friends and family and then just gradually built up from there really, which is super fun. Dream job. Would it be silly if I say Instagram, influencer, YouTube? That's definitely the dream job. I mean, who doesn't want to do that full time? I love that. But then I'm quite realistic and also know that's really hard to do, and obviously it's a very saturated, like an oversaturated business, but I love all my other businesses I have, so I'd love to carry on working for myself, build up my clientele, potentially maybe open a salon in the future. I'd love to have my own range of products, definitely beauty products, so like more nails and things like that. I'd love to do like glitters and stamping plates and all that sort of thing. I love it, so definitely would love to do that. Also building up my interior knowledge with New Villa, which is my furniture company. I love to build up my interior knowledge a bit and potentially do that more. Basically I want to work for myself. I don't mind working, I love working, but I prefer working for myself and I can do it on my own terms, and I don't know, I really like that. I like that kind of freedom of, I need to go and do something today, I'll take the day off, or I like the freedom of being able to, if I'm up at 6 a.m, be able to work, and then equally if I'm up at midnight and I want to do some Instagram work, I can do. Like, I really like that, and I love the social media side of all my businesses, so I love posting on all my social medias, getting content, all that sort of thing. I really enjoy that. And that's something I'm definitely interested in exploring further, of sort of social media and all that sort of thing. Favourite part of being a beautician? I'd probably just say the people, which I know sounds really cliche, but the people, I love my clients, I love having a right gossip, I love having a chat, I love finding out stuff. I also like being sort of the shoulder to cry on, and people can tell me stuff, and I really like that. You get a really nice close relationship with your clients, which is lovely. I also love being creative, so I love doing nails and things like that. I love it. But then equally, get me down to doing Hollywood wax, and I'm all for that. Which brings me on to the next question: do you ever feel awkward in your job? Which is definitely no. I don't feel awkward in my job. I learnt to do intimate waxing when I got confident in my normal waxing. So I do intimate female waxing, not male. And no, I think my clients often feel more awkward than I do. I never feel awkward. I do waxes more or less every day. Well, I used to when I was at the salon. I'd do a wax every day, if not 2, 3, 4, whatever. You don't get awkward. It's your job, and you kind of get used to it, I think, and it's kind of just super normal. And yeah, I definitely think that you just kind of get used to it. I'm just trying to kind of scroll through to find more questions. Can you drive? No. I've got a car, but I don't drive. I brought a car when I started learning, and then started learning, didn't get on super well with my instructor, ended up failing a test, and now I'm learning again, which I'm not meant to be telling anyone because I thought I'd keep it a secret this time. I'm learning again. My instructor's called Helen. She's great. If you're in the Essex area, have her as your instructor and you'll love driving. Like, I used to hate driving and now I love it. I have a little purple Corsa, I'll put up a picture here, which I love my little Corsa, and I've just started feeling confident enough to drive it with my mum in the car, which is super fun, so I love that. Break from the beautician thing. What camera do I film on? It is a Nikon Coolpix 35X, I think, which read that off the front. Justin brought me the camera. It's in my what I got for my birthday video because he got it for me, and it's in that video. How do you and your family celebrate Christmas? If you see my vlog, you'll know. Brief overview: we'll wake up in the morning, open our stockings. We'll then normally watch a Christmas film, go to church. We normally go to a Methodist church, sing some songs, feel a bit festive. Then my family will come over, like extended family. We'll eat dinner, open presents, play some games, sleep, die in front of the fire, just a food coma normally. So that's normally what we do. Would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the smartest? Probably gonna go funny, because I've always felt that's more my edge than being smart. Do you agree that money buys happiness? No, but I do think that money can buy you, like, being comfortable, and I think when you're comfortable, that's when you're most happy. So I think that's why it quite often gets confused. I never strive to be rich. I want to strive to be comfortable and be able to support me and future family and everything like that. But I don't think money buys you happiness. I think you see a lot of people that are super rich and they're not super happy. I just think being comfortable and not having money worries kind of eliminates one of the bad things rather than adding to your happiness. Favourite music? I literally listen to everything. And I find it really hard to describe what I like, so I'm just going to read some of the top things on my Spotify, because my music is completely varied. One day I'll be listening to something completely different to the next. Obviously, chart music. I'm not super into, like, the car. I don't know. A lot of this is my top 20, like, 2020 thing. And I've got some Dave, Your Missus, J1, Keisha and Becky. I love Stormzy, so I got the whole Stormzy album, bit of Drake. Then I got WAP, because who didn't listen to WAP repeat when that came out? Rover, Rain. I'd probably say it's more, I can never describe it, like cool roadman music. That's what I say. It's not what it is. But equally love a bit of Billie Eilish. I was meant to be seeing her this year and it got cancelled, which is upsetting. Same as Stormzy, I was meant to be seeing. I loved The Weeknd for years, and I went to see him and he was insane. So do like The Weeknd. But they all listen to what's on the charts, really. Just anything, really. I love throwback music. Justin loves like a throwback R&B, so we listen to that a lot. Loves a bit of Destiny's Child as well, so we're quite often rocking at that. My number one feel-good song, though, is the Nolans, I'm in the mood for dancing, and I just think that is the most feel-good song ever, so equally happy for a bit of cheesy, like mum and dad disco music. I love that so much. How many kids do you want? Probably 2. I feel very maternal. I always definitely want kids, so hopefully that's something I can have in the future. Do you want to get married? Oh wait, this is getting more relationships. I was going to do relationships with the second one. You have to wait and see, I suppose. Favourite country you've visited or dream destination to visit? I think my favourite country I visited was America. I love New York a lot, which was good, although it wasn't as good as the first time I went. I think it's kind of going downhill in terms of, it felt really dirty. There's a lot of people doing drugs out on the street, which I'm not particularly amazing with. Although in saying that, I loved Italy. Rome was stunning. The complete opposite, the most clean city I've ever been to. Like, it was insane. No graffiti, no nothing. I just think it felt really safe in that, whereas I didn't necessarily feel, not that I felt unsafe, but I wouldn't have really wanted to go out by myself, whereas in Rome I could have happily gone out by myself and been absolutely fine. Dream destination to visit, I'd love to go somewhere super tropical, like the Maldives, classic places like that, Bora Bora, and feel like I'm a Kardashian. But then equally I want to explore more of Italy, go to like more rural Italy. I'd love to do Santorini in Greece. I know I'm kind of listing off the classic places, but I'd love to do that. Not super fussed about going to Dubai, Australia, places like that. I'm quite happy being this side and being a bit smaller of a flight, because this leads me on to the next question. Biggest fear? My biggest fear is heights, and not necessarily heights, it's like falling objects, which sounds really scary, though weird, sorry, but if I was up a really high building and people were holding out their phones to take pictures, that really freaks me out. It's the thought of losing or dropping something over the edge. There's actually a name for this, and it's actually more common than I thought, because I thought it was just me. I don't like heights in general, and I don't really like flying. If you've seen my travelling home from Portugal vlog, you'll know that was like a really big deal, because I did 2 flights by myself. That was the first time I've ever flown, and I did 2 flights in one day, so that was quite a big deal for me. So flying was definitely one of my biggest fears. I used to have panic attacks before I got on a flight. I'd hate it, but so that was one of my biggest fears, so I'm kind of getting over that. Yeah, I suppose I'm getting over that. Do you have any weird food combinations you like? Not particularly, I don't think. I do remember though distinctively when I was a child being at a party at Holly's house. If you're around, you'll know who Holly is. And we dipped like carrots, cucumber and tomatoes, like things you have at a kid's birthday party, in a chocolate fountain when we were like 10, and we used to love that. Don't think I'd try that now. I love anything chocolatey. So to be fair, I like salty and sweet chocolate, but that's not a weird combination, I don't think. I'm not the sort of person that tend to dip their McDonald's chips into a McFlurry. However, I've heard that's really nice. I think I've done it before, but not my sort of thing. Would you ever move to another country? If yes, where? Probably not. Potentially America, because I feel like it's most similar to ours, but also like the gun laws and things like that freak me out, and their weather's crazy. I like England, it's just very middle. There's not much going on, and that's what I like. I kind of like more basic. Favourite holiday I've ever been on, I actually got asked that twice. Probably New York. Makeup product you couldn't live without. I'm going to say concealer. I'll show you what concealer, because it should be up here. I'm feeling around and not looking. The MAC Studio Finish Concealer. It's SPF 35, and I've got it in shade NC20, and this stuff is literally like paint. It's super thick. I apply it with a brush and it covers any blemish, which is my dream. So I love that. I've gone through 2 of them. Well, I've gone through 1 of them. I'm on my 2nd, but it lasted me for years and I wear it every day basically. And what is your favourite Christmas movie? I asked these before Christmas, hence the Christmas theme. Elf is my favourite Christmas movie, definitely. So I think they're all of the basic questions. I'm going to do a whole one on relationships. So if you'd like to see that, then definitely subscribe. I feel like I answered a lot there in a short space of time, hopefully, because I hate to think how long this video is going to be otherwise. If I do speak really fast, feel free to slow me down. Go on settings and slow me down. I speed people up, but I understand I speak fast, so if you need to slow me down, feel free. But they are some things about me. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to get a thumbs up. Comment an answer to one of these questions. comment, what questions should I say, what makeup product you can't live without, and what podcast you like, because I love a podcast recommendation because I'm happy to listen to anything. But do subscribe if you'd like to see my next one, which will probably be my relationship kind of Q&A, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!